There we go. I just switched my mic because my headset's dead. Alright. So we are back. Some of you may have noticed the Vanguard video was this weekend. I think the 3rd through the 6th was the PlayStation pre-order bonus. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's kind of weird that PlayStation gets their own. But, I mean, they've got some sort of deal, and I guess it works. We don't really have a choice. So, that being said, the regular pre-orders started on Thursday, I believe, and then this weekend is where it's the open beta, so like anybody can download it. What's going on? I keep seeing weird flashes of green. Could be the game, could be my computer. I think it's my game capture. So we're just gonna switch that, I guess. I have a window capture, don't I? Desktop duplication. That one. Should turn the game capture off. Call it good there. Let's see if that fixes it, friends. I recently started something different. So I got 4 monitors. I got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And before, I had the game on this monitor, and I had my notes on this monitor so I could look straight. But that got a little irritating on my end because I have to look over here for my notes, and the game is here, so then I have to switch it, and then when I would go to play, it would be here, and it's, yeah. So I'm just using the game capture feature built into OBS, but I guess we're having some issues with that tonight. So, because like I used to have it, so where I could just drag my where are we at? So I could just like take my notes and I would drag it over onto this monitor. Now everything's disappearing on me. Notes. But that's being an issue, so we're just gonna deal with it, I guess, and I'll look at it later. You know, we got the Vanguard beta in. I played Thursday night. I played some Friday. I have not played today yet, I believe. I don't know. There's actually no way for me to check, and store's not available. It gives you the options for like the pre-orders. The weapons, there's a weird thing going on because I'm sitting here. If I click it, I have all the score streaks unlocked. Well, not all the score streaks unlocked. All the ones that I should have unlocked, but it still tells me I have some. So that's the thing. Loadouts, it's kind of the same thing. It'll tell me I got something new here, and it doesn't show me anything. We're actually going to go ahead and explain this right away. So you've got your perks. I think they're a little different from last time. They do different things. You know, you've got Ghost for perk 1. It's undetectable while moving by spy planes, enemy intel, and field mics. Reduces effectiveness of local informants. Fortified to take less damage, and health gen delay from explosive. Damage reduction increased while mounted, crouched, or prone. So for those of you that have been playing the beta and you shoot somebody and then all of a sudden they crouch or just lie down, that might be why. Because you take less damage from certain things. Low profile is training in how to avoid detection by the enemy. Immediate effects of piercing vision. For me, that actually makes the how do I say this? The footsteps. They're not completely gone, but they're so much quieter. And being quieter is something I am a fan of, just because even if the enemy can't hear me, I can hear me go dunk, 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 and that is just something I do not like. Who is texting me? That being said, after that one, you've got survival training, which is kind of like the old tac mast. Well, not old, it's still technically a thing, but I'm kind of glad that it is this way. Just from a, like, there's going to be something along the lines of get kills while enemies are, like, stunned or something. And that is something that I like from the perspective of trying to do it, because it's not immune to stuns as Tax Mask is. It's just max resistance. And you're still immune to gas, which I have yet to see a gas grenade. I'm going to look in a second to see if there is one. For your second one, you have High Alert, which is the one where part of your screen lights up. In Cold War, it's red. And this is actually yellow, so if someone is looking at me from this way and they're out of my sight, my monitor will, on that side, just start being yellow, so I know to turn. Radar is enemies appear in your mini-map when they fire an unsilenced weapon. That was something I had to kind of get used to at first, because without this on, when an enemy fires, they're not going to show up on the mini-map like they kind of always have in Core. I was just getting used to that, and then now I don't have it anymore. Forward intel is what I'm using now. It's to see indicators for enemy reinforcements on your minimap. Minimap shows a larger area. That first part, I'm honestly still kind of trying to see where it does. It seems to show the same things that radar does, and I see a larger area, but I'm not really seeing the reinforcements part yet. I haven't played with it all too much, to be honest. We know what Tracker does to leave enemies behind a footprint trail, see markers at enemy death locations, and hide the death markers of enemies you kill. In Cold War, if you have that on, since I haven't unlocked it yet, if you have that on, if an enemy is recently run by you, you'll see red trail of footprints on the floor, so you can kind of follow them. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. You can track them with it. Perk 3, we've got Demolition, which is an extra lethal on spawn, something I don't really use, so I was kind of good to, kind of quick to switch off of it. You get an extra lethal on spawn, so you get an extra frag grenade. I might. You get an extra frag grenade. It's not something I use a lot, so I was quick to get off of it. Something that is new and something that is actually kind of neat. Thrown lethals display an indicator showing the path of the lethal. So depending on where you're throwing it, it will show an arc of how it's going to go before you throw it. That's something I find kind of interesting, but at the same time, I don't use it. One, because I don't really use lethals all of that much in games like, well, games that feel like this to me. But at the same time, if you're watching the arc, you're not watching around you, so I would focus more on the arc and not from the guy that's over there. And then I died before I can throw it. Tactician, what does this one do? Restock your tactical equipment every 30 seconds. Okay, so if you use a lot of stuns, this is something you might actually end up using a lot. Just, you know, if you stun, if it recharges every 30 seconds, that'd be actually really, really nice for something like that. That's self-explanatory. Overkill is to carry 2 primary weapons. I don't know, I've been playing a lot with double time. I might switch to overkill just because 2 primaries. It doubles the duration of attack or sprint, increase crouch movement speed by 30%. That's just all around new movement. And this game actually feels a little slow to me. Granted, I'm used to zipping around in Cold War. But, you know, this game feels a lot like Modern Warfare, which was, you know, my reintroduction back into the series. And then Cold War came along and it's zip, zap, zoop. I took the last year getting used to that, so now I guess I'm going to take a couple months and get back to that slower, more home feel. Yes, I'm taking off my shoes. That's why I'm bending over. We have lethals. There's actually not a lot. Your lethals, you got a frag grenade, a gammon bomb, which is kind of like a Semtex. Uh, you throw it, and then I'm not sure if it's like a mine. It says it's an impact grenade. I've actually stepped on one before, but I don't know how long ago it was thrown. So it might be you toss it, and then when it triggers something, or if it hits something in the travel, it'll go off. That I'm not sure of. We all know what the Molotov cocktail is. I haven't looked at any of these other three. I am getting texted, Jesus. No, I have both shoes on. I just don't like wearing shoes. Demolition charge, this is pretty much C4. Large explosive sticks to surfaces, can be detonated remotely with G when the equipment's depleted. Double tapping F always detonates the explosive. Alright, so we got thermite explosive, which burns fiercely for a short while after impact and sticks to surfaces. And then throwing knives are self-explanatory. You can throw them, and then you can also pick them up, and that's pretty cool. For tacticals, we got smoke grenades. We got the number 69, nice stun grenade. Mark 5 gas. So there is a gas grenade here. Explodes on impact with the ground, releasing a lingering cloud of tear gas that causes slowed movement, blurred vision, and coughing. I wonder if you could hear the coughing. I haven't really seen a lot of people use it. We know what the stim shot is. It cauterizes combat wounds, so it heals you, and then it refreshes the tactical sprint. And the S-Mine 44. That is a landmine. Or that's a prox mine. Yeah, it's just a prox mine. So we got some new stuff. At least, I don't know if this is all that we're going to get right now. Maybe there's going to be more when... Like, I know there will be more as the seasons progress, but... As for right now, I don't know if there's going to be anything more added on launch. But we have these 3 pistols for your handguns. The machine pistols is full auto fire. Single fire, it's fast, easy to use. Can fire as fast as you pull the trigger. And the 1911, we all know the 1911 has been in every single Call of Duty game. And I think it will always will be. Launchers, we have a bazooka and a Panzerschreck. Shoulder fire launcher, fires 60 mil explosive, great for vehicles, slow to reload. Don't stand behind one when it's fired. Oh, wait, oh yeah, that might do damage. Shoulder fire launcher, 80 millimeter explosive, great for large areas and vehicles. Slow to yeah, don't behind. Right now we only have the fighting knife. I got a buddy who wants to go knife only. So we got a few of these. I haven't really tried out the Atara Burst just because I'm not a fan of burst weapons. I've only been playing with the STG-44, and I kind of like it, actually. So we got the bar. So this is more of like a long-range assault rifle. High recoil. Oh. So these guns are kind of not... I don't know, there's not like a lot of variety, but at the same time, that might just be because of how we're sitting here, you know? Ah, crap. We're still sitting in the beta, we're not... This isn't final, it kind of feels like it could be. Something that I just do not agree with is shotguns, because you got your auto-loading shotgun. You know, it's semi-auto, but again, auto-loading. This is just something that I am not a fan of when it loads up. It's a revolving shotgun. It fires pretty quickly. We're going to go back to the SG-44, and we're actually going to look at the gunsmith now. Now, with Black Ops Cold War, you had 5 attachments. Now, you have several different kinds, as always, but you can only choose 5. But this one, it feels like you can actually go and pick one of each. I have actually. It does FP damage range. I'm keeping that. Optic. Doing that. Weird grip. I have the fabric grip. You got ammo types now. Again, I haven't unlocked all of them yet. We're still in the beta. The full game's not out. I can promise you I will once it's out. You've got different ones. You know, you got no minimac ping with no enemy skulls on the frangible, along with firing visibility to enemies. FMJ rounds, a bullet pen. I use FMJ, I believe. You got kits, which can give you +1 kill XP, reach for 1 melee range, 1 melee quickness. Which is kind of like mini perks for specific weapons, which I kind of like because that means there's not really a good chance that everything will be the same. Or you can't just pick the same loadout as the next guy. I mean, probably not. You've also got these mini perks. So you got pressure. I've unlocked pressure and acrobatics, so you can reload faster when injured, or you can reduce aim penalty while entering or exiting prone. We've also got, what is next? What's the next one? 32. Okay, I don't have any of these. But I kind of like that we went back to this old system. Why am I not accurate at all now? -5 recoil and accuracy. Okay, so I can bring the firepower back up. And coil. That doesn't have to do with it. Small barrel. And that one looks about right. But it looks like you can pick one of each. Versus the 5 that you had before, and I think that's kind of neat. You've got 3, 6, 9. You got 10 different loadouts that you can customize and stuff. Again, nothing in the store yet. So we're going to run over this playlist right now. This is actually updated because the other day, or I think it was Friday when I played, we had this quick play that you could filter. And we had Champion Hill duos, which I have not looked. I haven't looked into. I know you get rewards just for playing the beta. And to be honest, they're like kind of odd to me anyway. So just if you play the game, you get access to Arthur Kingsley as an operator in COD Mobile. But if you hit level 20, you get a weapons blueprint that I didn't see the name of, or if I did, I don't remember it, that you can use when Vanguard comes out, and you can use it when in Warzone, probably when Vanguard comes out as well. Okay, so that's my game, but why? That's weird. So we got Blitz, which is, honestly, I don't know why it's its own playlist, because it is a filter. Right now, we've got Search and Destroy, Patrol, Kill Confirm, Domination, and Team Deathmatch. Patrol is kind of like Hardpoint, except instead of moving, instead of the hard point moving around the map just randomly, it just pops up here, disappears from there, that kind of deal. It's more of a, like, it moves along a set path, like Payload, except it moves whether or not there's a team on it. I haven't tried it yet. I'm probably going to try it more when it is, you know, better. But here's something I don't like. We have this new combat pacing, which I like. You know, you got all of three of these. You have Tactical, you have Assault, and you have Blitz. I know Tactical is 6v6, and Blitz is 12v12. Not 12v12. It's up to 15v15, I believe. I think that's the highest I saw it. So the fact that you can go out and choose Blitz is kind of weird, because you can go in and choose Blitz already, but it doesn't actually tell you what these are. We ended up having to look it up, or we saw it in like a loading screen or something, but I feel like it should be in the, like, when you, in the combat pacing menu. So if this is 6v6 and this is 15v15 at most, Assault could be 8v8, it could be 10v10, it could be 12v12, like, what is it? They're not really that descriptive with it, and that's something that kind of makes me like, what the heck? Another thing that I find kind of weird, at least for right now, is this says party size 1 through 6. Again, you can get a 15v15. Also says match time's unlimited, but most of the time there is a timer. So maybe it's just a beta thing and it will move. It'll change once the full game is out. So maybe if you have Tactical, your party size is 1 through 6. And you have like a 10-minute timer or whatever, or like Blitz, your party size is like 12, and you're going to have like a 15-minute timer or whatever. That's something I'm not really sure of yet. But I am actually going to go grab a snack. So I'll be back in just 1 second. Yum, popcorn. Now you're sitting here thinking, I've given some details that make it seem like I played this game. I mean, if you look up here, I am level 15. So I played a couple matches. You're here because I apparently care about what I have to say for some reason. So what do I think of this? As of now, I'm kind of confused. I like it because the colors and the lighting are so much better than Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare. Things are brighter. The lighting is like, you don't get blinded by sunlight 95% of the time. And I can see pretty much. It's not mine. Okay. But the downside is, at least for right now, the movement just feels super clunky. Your running speed in Vanguard, it kind of feels like your your crouch walking speed in Cold War. Which, it's not a bad thing because it's based, it feels more like what Modern Warfare. I haven't played it in a while, but I feel like it's about the same movement-wise. At least right now, and this might just be a beta thing. If you're running and you hit the slide, there's going to be a little bit of a delay between when you hit the button and when you actually slide. Whether that's just a beta thing or it's a full thing, I don't know. It's, again, something I could get used to. Can I see my camera? What's your streaming to? Okay, so it's looking weird on my stream monitor screen, but it's alright on Twitch, so that's all I care about. But the movement feels kind of weird, but it also kind of feels like Modern Warfare. And I play a lot of Modern Warfare, so I'm starting to get the hang of it already. And I feel like once I get used to it, it will feel a whole lot better. I actually like the slower movement. Because if I feel like I'm moving slow, that means the enemies are moving slow. And I actually have time to turn around. And I like that because if someone's shooting me from here, I feel like I have time to turn around and at least get a couple shots off. Instead of, like, in Cold War, I'm getting shot from here, and by the time I start to turn, I'm dead. I have notes. Why am I not going up a notes? I do have a couple of things that I found that are glitches that I need to report because that's not good. That being said, I threw a care package in a match either today or yesterday. Actually leaning more towards yesterday. But I threw a care package. For those that you that don't know, if you throw a care package, once it lands, you open it up, and you get a score streak. I'm gonna go to the menu. And kill streaks. So I threw one of these. I got one of these. It's a machine gun with explosive rounds and a fixed number of bullets. Persists through a death until ammo is depleted. So I got my death machine. And I got my death machine through my care package. And I went and I used it. I went through about half the ammo and I died. Pop back up. Well, that was fun. There's another death machine. I mean, this can't be right. But at least I get to play with it a little more. Pop it on. Went through about half the ammo. Bad. Goes to the ammo is depleted. Is done. Respawn. Death machine. Throw it on. Go through about half the ammo. Died. Seeing the problem here. So the problem was, I ended up getting 7 of these before it finally went away. And each time, the ammo was refilling. So that's kind of like... I'm gonna say that's a glitch, and I hope it's fixed. I mean, it was really cool, because I got some time... I got some time to play with it. But at the same time, I don't know, I feel like I should do what it says it's supposed to do, you know what I mean? I also had a weird one where on Thursday, we ended a game, I leveled up, and when I leveled up, it told me that I had unlocked a battle pass tier. What's the problem with that? I mean, game's not officially out, which means there's no battle pass, which means what did I unlock? Nothing, it wasn't a gun. Is there a button for that? Yes, there's a button for that now. Okay, so I just found out that if I click this button at the bottom of the screen, it'll clear all of my new weapons notifications and new kill streaks. Let's see if that's... Okay, so that's even broken, okay. Interesting. So I didn't unlock the battle pass tier because there's no battle pass yet. So that's the thing. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the maps. We got 4 maps. I don't know what the Champion Hill one is because I didn't play it. I actually might drop into solos after this. Might go out and do some running around. Who knows? Okay, so there are 4 maps. And you only wrote on 3 of them. Okay. So, 4 maps released in the beta. I'm going to talk about 3 of them because I guess I didn't do the 3rd one. Or the 4th one. But one of them is being Eagle's Nest. I actually really liked that. It was simple. It's like 3 lanes. You got outside, and you got through the middle. Except through the middle, there are doors and walls and little rooms and little bars you can hide behind. So the middle can kind of be a cluster, if you know what I mean. But at the same time, that makes it a little more interesting because is he going to be here? Is he going to be there? Is he going to be there? Is he going to be there? Is he up? I don't know if he's up. No, he can't be up. If he is, there's a cheater. But you know what I mean. It just kind of makes you kind of like watch everywhere. But there's an interesting part to it. We have more interactive maps now. in a sense that like there will be like a hole in the wall that's been like boarded up, except you can run through it. So if you're going through something and you can turn left into a wall and you can turn right and go around, but there's this board through it, you can go through it. I just want to know why that's flashing. Hasn't flashed before. Which makes it interesting because, you know, can't go left, can only go right. No, I can go through. And I think that gives more play styles. Because you can burst on through if you want, but you can also sneak around because your buddy's bursting through. And if they're coming at your buddy straight, you're coming at from the side, it's boom, boom, two people firing at him. But this area is just kind of weird. On the outside, there are certain parts that look like it's rubble from a landslide. And there are some parts that you can jump on and run around, and there are some parts that look like you can jump on and run around, but really, you just slip off and die. And that's something I don't know, I gotta get used to it, I gotta learn it, maybe there will be some sort of fix for it. But for right now, it's just kind of confusing, it's weird. I like it, but like I don't really know where I'm allowed to jump and where I'm not allowed to, if that makes sense. Now, we're on to Gavatu. It's a Pacific Island map based off of Japan, and I actually really like this one. So, there are 3 lanes, as most good Call of Duty maps are, at least in my opinion. Left, right, center. In the center there are buildings. On the outsides there are like rocks, outcroppings, fences, stuff you can hide behind. In the middle there are buildings. There are rocks, there are trees. In the absolute middle, there's a warship. Which is why I like this for domination. On this warship is a tank platform. You know, for domination, that's where B is going to be. And there are buttons on the bottom and the top of the ship that you can press to raise and lower that platform. So, potentially, if there are 3 people on B, you can pop that button, run that way while it's coming down. They'll be looking for you on the button, but you'll be right behind them. Or, you're in a gunfight because you just took B, enemies are on the bottom, run quick that button, jump on the platform, you can go up. There's different variables of play there, and I like that. It adds map interactiveness that also make for some interesting plays for that middle of the map objective. There's a map called Red Star, which is based off of the Battle of Stalingrad. Historically, it's one of my favorite World War II battles. Call of Duty wise, it's terrible. I mean, playing 6v6 on this map isn't fun because it's way too big. So you may not see somebody for what feels like 10 minutes. When you do, it's because they're behind you because they came out of a random building and just saw you, and you're dead. So it's too big for 6v6. There are also a lot of people. Not a lot of people. How do I say this? For 6v6, it's too small because there's way too many places to hide. Or it's too big because there's way too many places to hide. For 12v12, it's too small because there's way too many places to hide. If you spawn out in the open, as soon as you try to run for a building, somebody's sitting in a corner somewhere aiming at you. So naturally, it's just not a map that I enjoy. I remember the name of... I don't remember the name of the fourth map, but I remember what I like, what I don't like about it. There it is. Hotel Royale. Hotel Royale makes it seems like it's kind of like a mini little death match, and it is. Personally, I don't like it. Because it's too small. Or it's small while feeling big. Like, overall surface area is small. Or it's a decent size anyway. But it's multi-layered. Maybe it's because I haven't played it enough. Maybe it's just not a style of map that I like. I'm not entirely sure. What I do know is that at least for right now, I don't like it. Because you can go through, which also feels kind of like you're going down. And you can stay on that same level and run around, which kind of feels like it's a roof to me. Or you could actually go up onto the roof, which, by the way, is a smaller area. But on the roof, there are like skylights and elevator shafts, so you can just bust through and hop down in the middle of everything. Which could either get you some clutch plays or get you killed. I don't get the appeal of this kind of map. We didn't play a 12v12 on it, and I kind of don't want to. Not popcorn. I don't know, I just wasn't a really big fan. Where are we at? Players are calling to the return of factions. As you can see, we don't have any sort of character customization yet. Which, again, maybe it's a beta thing and it'll be released in the live game. But for now, who knows? So you don't get to be... You don't get to pick your character. And you essentially don't get to pick a side. It's essentially... You're this guy, another guy, or a girl. You don't get to pick. It changes from map to map. There's no solidity. And as with Call of Duty, for the most part, you do not see nameplates until it's either too late or you are like having a beat on the person, which at the same time they might have a beat on you. They do have these little dots that show up over a player, but they're a little difficult to see. And because of that, myself and the buddy that I've been playing this beta with have spent a couple times, gotten a couple deaths, because we were looking at, we were standing next to a guy that we thought was on our team that ended up not. He just happened to notice, and it at least the one of the times for me, we were standing next to each other for a while. So then he just happened to notice it first, and I get shot. So people are actually calling for that to be changed, to get the faction system back because of situations like this, and I agree with it just because there's that fact, and like I want to choose who I want to be. This guy kind of reminds me of like World War II Louis Huang from Fresh Off the Boat. Okay, so I've been trying to figure out. This guy looked familiar. He looked like he was from a TV show. And I've been trying to figure it out since Thursday. I'm glad I finally did, as I was saying it. Alright. So as we talked about earlier, we got this new patrol mode. The best way to describe it is like hard point, but instead of capturing the point, it crawls along a predetermined path, similar to payload, except the zone moves regardless of whether players are inside it. Like hardpoint, teams accumulate points by spending time inside of the zone, but unlike hardpoint, players won't be able to pre-position themselves at an upcoming hardpoint zone and take control themselves. This dynamic makes for more fluid matches because it's impossible for teams to establish themselves in a room or area of the map, pop a trophy system to foil projectiles, and cover the key lanes and approach to the zone. Instead, they'll have to move with the zone, making their way through clearings and expose them to snipers, and crawl through choke points attackers can use to their advantage. We're curious to see if this is incorporated in the upcoming Call of Duty League, and how pros approach both attacking and defending the zones. That's another thing. I'm a fan of this because there is no trophy systems. You've no idea how many times in the last couple weeks I've just been going along, seeing a couple enemies' names pop up, and then, boo, frag, trophy system. It's annoying. I'm glad there aren't trophy systems now. Or at least not yet. I hope not. Please, Activision, don't add them in. I suck at using them, and I hate playing against them. Yeah. We've got new options for mounting, kinda. So you can still mount your gun pretty much anywhere as long as it's a flat surface, but now you can move left or right, sliding the gun across the table, or you can actually now blind fire from cover without looking. That last one kind of seems necessary to me, but the fact that it's an option shows that Activision is trying to give more variety for play style. I mean, I can see a lot of ways they have been with the moving platform and the breakable walls, the interactive environment. We've got our new gun system, Smith system. Remember last week when we talked about how there was a Warzone hacker caught using the Judge Dredd skin from the bundle that hasn't been released? For those of you that haven't played the game yet, that pack is actually released. It's pretty cool. I don't want to spend 2,400 COD points on it, but it's pretty cool. And we've also got, it's almost October, so we're showing up, we're slowly creeping up to that yearly Warzone Halloween event. With it becomes a bundle, and there was a leak that shows a Donnie Darko type skin potentially added to Warzone. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. I just read the title and was like, I don't feel like actually talking about this, but I feel like it's worth the mention. I personally I wasn't really a big that big on Donnie Darko. Maybe I just didn't understand. What, Mom? Or what, Dad? No, I'm good. Maybe I wasn't, I didn't understand it the first time. I don't know. I haven't had an opportunity to see it since. And I don't know. It doesn't really matter that much to me, but I feel like it's worth mentioning because it's kind of like one of those cult following movies, I guess. That being said, I've actually been enjoying this beta, and I'm probably going to go and play it some more. So thanks for checking out this week. We've got all of the links up top for where to reach me on I see the logo. Discord, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Hit me up to play, hit me up to chat, ask some questions. I will be here. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week.